Sorry for not talking about the switch, but I thought it would make sense more content-wise because Ocelot is a tool which is being further developed in the background of a FREME project. So FREME is Horizon 2020 Innovation Action starting in February 2020. Well, that would be a bit late actually, 2015. Industry partners are leading 4 business cases around digital content and linked data. Strategically, the goal is to develop technology, bring technology from the data and language area into real business tooling. And the outreach and the business modeling focuses on showing how digital content and big data sources can be used for monetization in a multilingual data value chain. What are the challenges and opportunities? Again, from a high level, we can say that data is growing across languages, sectors, and domains. And in the 4 business cases, we are looking specifically into challenges like in digital publishing. You have more and more content, but get less money for it. Content itself loses value, so you need additional services or additional information. Translation and localization, as we have seen in the presentation from Chris Pine yesterday, itself also is challenged with more need for speed. Translation itself is losing value. So there needs to be some additional aspect around it. Agriculture and food domain data, that's very important data for policy and decision makers about food programs, for example. And there needs to be a multilingual access to this data because a lot of the data is not in the language of the policymakers. And website personalization, that's a new area in which many startups are competing actually, and where lots of the technology is focusing on English or only a small set of languages. So these are some challenges, and if there would be addressed opportunities related to big data. And there are, of course, current solutions addressing these challenges. So in the area of language technologies, be it machine translation or automatic terminology annotation, and the area of data technologies, that's the creation of linked data, processing of linked data, or linking entities identified in linked data to the actual content. But there are gaps that hinder the actual business, like plethora of formats. So many tools still work only with a small set of formats like text, HTML, adaptability, platform dependency. There are solutions, but often these are silo solutions, so that you cannot reuse the solution, combining them with others. Language covers, that's needless to say here. And that's one key part of FREME, usability. So again, making reference to the presentation from Chris Pine, he mentioned that translators need to change their work mode. They need to learn, for example, what to do beyond translation, but for that, they won't become programmers. They will need the right tool for the right adapted translator in a given and new enterprise. So technology here influences also, in that sense, existing and new job profiles. So FREME is working in this realm. The main aim is to provide a set of interfaces. Interfaces here means graphical interfaces and software interfaces for working with language and data technologies. And the design of these interfaces is driven by the FREME business cases. The overall strategic goal is to make language and data technology a first-class citizen on the web. What do I mean by that? Well, currently many of these solutions, as I said, are still available but in silo solutions. So the closer you bring it to the open web platform that Richard Ishida mentioned this morning in his introduction, the easier it gets to be deployed by many users in many scenarios. And to get a clearer picture of users, we decide to differentiate between application developers, people like content architects, content authors, translators, and so on. The overall architecture of FREME is that we assume there are lots of big data content items which can get added value where data sources, often linked data sources, and here we have a close relation to the LIDAR project, which was introduced before by Sasaki Pairs and Philip Semiano, because we deploy here the best practices on converting these data sources to standardized formats and how to build up processing chain, so to say a reference architecture, to work with these linked data sources. And the actual interfaces are to services like detecting entities of the content, E-entity, linking it to additional when linked information, E-link, detecting terminology, translation, or publish this as content. And the users are interface developers, so people developing applications, or technology end users producing, for example, content in various domains. The outcome then can be published, for example, as ebooks or in other forms on the World Wide Web. And you see at the bottom here that the design is driven by these various business case domains, and we hope also that this will lead to new job profiles, so that the content creator becomes into a content wrangler, the translator maybe in a multi-content manager, and so on. So with that, I'm finished. We just started a few months ago, have gathered requirements internally. We have an agile approach to gather feedback from business case partners about implementations. And we see this also as a potential input to standardization of the open web platform. Because currently there are so many silo solutions, you could maybe compare it to the browser war area, where you also people said, oh, I need to compete, but then at some point they saw it's better to have a common interoperability layer, and then competition can happen above that. So if you're interested in that discussion, we may even organize a special purpose workshop on that, so feel free to pay me afterwards. With that,